I'm seeing red. The hunger for war is in my blood. Hunger is war with my lungs. You can see it in my eyes. I am the phoenix about to rise. I'm seeing red. Do or die, alive or dead. Hear the voice inside my head telling me this is not the end. I'm seeing red. Do or die, alive or dead. Hear the voice inside my head telling me this is not the end. I'm seeing. I'm seeing. One-man army under the gun. Locked and loaded. Here I come. Laying on your back. Always at the ready to attack. I'm seeing red. Do or die, alive or dead. Hear the voice inside my head telling me this is not the end. I'm seeing red. Do or die, alive or dead. Hear the voice inside my head telling me this is not the end. I'm seeing. I'm seeing. I'm seeing I'm seeing red. Do or die, alive or dead. Hear the voice inside my head telling me this is not the end. I'm seeing red. Do or die, alive or dead. Hear the voice inside my head telling me this is not the end. I'm seeing. I'm seeing. I'm seeing red. I'm seeing red. I'm seeing red.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Second Amendment Ranch. Always a pleasure to see y'all on these lovely Monday evenings. Sorry, I keep thinking of other shows I have responsibilities for and would like some help with. But I do what I can.
Yep. Welcome, everybody, to the Second Amendment Ranch here on Monday night on the Bill of Rights Network, WO Entertainment, and, of course, our Second Amendment Facebook page.
Which, again, if you like the music, if you like our intro, you can go on YouTube. You can find that very same song. We do have permissions. I talked to the lead singer directly on Instagram, so don't throw a fit. Oh, they're using music videos and intro. Scary things. No, I have permissions from people to do this.
We have permission and everything. Yep. Says the audio and video looks good, so we're good to go.
We are working on getting the intro better quality. We're trying to get an actual copy of the video to utilize. So
right.
I'd like to do that on Hit 1700 somewhere, but for some reason they're saying that they can only use like 20 seconds of it. So
you're right.
Joy.
Yeah.
I need more than 20 seconds since Facebook has changed their share program again, by the way.
Yeah, you got to share them one at a time instead of a bunch of them at one time.
And now it's like, do you want to share to your story? Yes. Like I just said, share to my story. Why are you asking if I want to share it to my story? Just post the shit. Facebook. I'm hoping our other platforms grow more effectively, so that way I don't have to deal with this headache anymore.
Right,
So-
right.
Hey,
A quick shout out to the people that put the thumbs up and the hearts up on our deal and everything. Bill Taylor, WO Entertainment, and Larry Olmstead, one of our regular listeners from WO Entertainment's Facebook page.
hey, Dogs is here. Good seeing you, Luke. Make sure you share to your friends, buddy. I told you need to get your Scottish and all of them over here watching American news. Which, by the way, I did try and pick up a new gun today from FN America, but apparently the FBI doesn't like me right now. So yeah.
Hey, yeah, Luke. Yeah, Luke's back in there on Twitch.
Yep. So
Great man. Great talking to you last week. Anytime, brother.
yep. Good
Share it
having
out to all your friends over there. What we're dealing with here in the United States.
Yeah, first time in years I've had to wait for a gun without having a tax stamp to come with it. I finally got told by Academy I could not leave with my gun at that point in time, so I was a little pissed off with that. I was hoping to have a new birthday gift, and right now I'm just friends to share. Like over there. Yes.
Awesome. Yeah, we
Yes.
love the worldwide web,
Oh, very much so.
but we
Very
have
much so.
listeners from all over the world and gain new ones. Seems like every show
Mm-hmm.
we're gaining new people from everywhere. So
Remember
thank
the-
you, everybody. Just like and share this out. That's how our show keeps going on. Because without you people in the chat room, we don't have a show.
I remember the first time I found out we were getting really worldwide was we had a group of people watching from another country, and the reason they stopped and watched our stream was because we had the American flag.
And that was during the world record. Remember?
Yes, it was. We
And
did
that guy
have,
was from South Africa.
we did have a world record for all of 2 days.
2 days. 2 days. But stay tuned. It's coming again.
Yeah, we got to find the new world record because I believe somebody else tried to beat China's. I don't know if they succeeded or not.
I don't know. I'll have to start looking up, but we're going to try it again
Yeah,
and everything. We're getting a lot more people lined up
Thank God.
to stay on there. Yeah, thank God. The hours you and me put in on this last world record, that ain't happening again.
Me and Carl combined had 160 hours on air.
Yep.
160 hours, guys. We did to try and break the world record to have China turn around and do a live stream of their stores selling their merchandise. And that was it.
Yeah.
That was rather annoying.
And that week was a lot of fun. And of course, it just happened to be during election week. Remember
So,
the
yeah.
night we stood up and watched the maps going, yeah.
No!
Next morning you got up and went, no.
I was so happy. I was so fucking happy, man. I was like, oh, yeah, 2% lead, 2%, 3%, 5% lead at 90% reporting. And then that magical little spike somebody had. No, we don't try and talk politics.
No, we
We're
don't.
not going to state names. We're not getting political on the show. We're just telling how we felt about it. And I know a lot of Americans are also feeling the same rage and aggression I am.
Well, the funny thing about that time frame is your guys' other show at 1700 somewhere had just been on the network, what, a month?
Yeah, just about.
Just about a month. And this is where me and Cameron met at, was first time on their show because I was producing their show. And we got to going. Well, some of those nights we got into 4 and 5 and 6 hour conversations.
Yeah.
And then we met at Warrior Fest and everything face to face. And I'll tell you what, that 2 month period of time there, I don't know how many hours me and Cameron had talked.
A lot. A lot. We had, during the world record alone, you and me had probably 3 nights where we sat here talking for 5 hours.
Oh yeah, easy. And if anybody wants to know what we talked about,
You're
you
going to
can
have
go-
to go watch it.
you got to go WO Entertainment's Facebook page. Their YouTube channel has all that's broke down into 8-hour segments because Facebook would only let us go 8 hours. You can also find it on WO Entertainment One's Twitch channel.
We talked, I remember some of them. We talked about you need to punish your kids. We need to bring back spanking your kids. How, don't let your technology raise your children. Stuff like that. We talked about prisons. We talked about how they need to handle inmates. We talked about drug abuse. Talked about every politics. We talked about everything under the sun.
Did. The things that could come in the future. And I mean, it.
And that's actually how we came up with the Second Amendment Ranch. Is after, what was 3 weeks ago, we were sitting there having a conversation, and I told you about this dream I had, and you were the first person that was really backing me. Everybody else, it's not possible, it's not plausible, it's not going to happen. You're not going to get the money, it's going to cost too much, you're going to go broke. Where are you going to do it? Land's too expensive. Well, that's why we're trying to get sponsors.
We're working on it. We're trying to get sponsors. We have a merch line and everything.
Mr. Carl, can you show our new merch?
Well, I'll show some of it and everything.
Yeah.
Look at this, folks. Yeah, right over there. There's one of our hoodies. There's the famous face mask that hopefully will be banned before long.
Yeah.
Water bottles. We have T-shirts. We have leggings. We have everything.
They come in different colors, and I have an artist drawing me new merch right now. So hopefully in the next couple of days, he'll get with me. I got to get with him after the today's show and get on Discord and do an interview and see what we're really looking to do with the art. So I'm looking forward to seeing what we get.
Wait a second here. Where did all that go? Do. Oh, keep going, cause something happened here.
Oh, are you looking for the link for the merch?
Yeah.
Oh, I got it.
Oh, you got it? Okay.
Yeah, I got it. I can get it real quick. I have it in the Discord.
Okay. Put it up there on the site. I lost it here somehow. Okay, who chatted? There it is.
Yeah. If you don't know, we do have a Discord, by the way. I'll have that link posted at the end of the show. So if you want to come and talk with me directly, if you're interested in being a guest on our show, then that's how you'll be able to get a hold of me and talk to me about doing part of our show.
What Luke say here? I got told off because I wasn't informed of a new
country law. That means I have to have all my stuff trigger locked, which if you don't know what a trigger lock is, they suck. I hate them actively. But seeing as y'all have to have them locked up anyways, it's kind of
well, that's what they're putting out in California now. Everybody that's got a gun out there, they got a bill in they're trying to pass that everybody's going to have their guns triggered.
Yeah.
They're locked on it and prove.
Yeah, if you haven't watched our segment on California compliance, then you need to go check it out. I'm sure we will make fun of California and Oregon again. Or not Oregon, Chicago. Those two alone. However, for those of you that watch the other show I do, I make fun of Florida a lot. Let's see if they have some redeeming qualities. Today, we're going to cover Florida gun laws.
Oh,
that's
Lordy.
Right. Florida, if you don't know, is the drug capital of America. And if you haven't watched it 1700 somewhere, then you don't know why that is. If you have watched my show, then you know. So I'm hoping today, California is a really gun-friendly state. In fact, their concealed carry rolls into the majority of the other 50 states. Now, of course, California, Washington, New York, Rhode Island, some of those other more liberal states don't recognize their concealed carry law or permits. But the majority of them that have a balls, especially in the center of America, where most red, white, and blue bleeding Americans live, they actually recognize Florida's gun permit. So, yeah, we're going to see if they have any redeeming qualities at all today. To start us off, they do have the Castle Doctrine enacted, which, if you don't know what the Castle Doctrine is, basically any property you own, those laws that apply to your house also apply to your vehicles. So if I want to carry my gun in my truck, now there are some extenuating laws with that, i.e., if you have the gun in your vehicle, it cannot be seen. But the Castle Doctrine got rid of the requirement to have your ammo and the firearm completely separated, which, if you watched last week's shows, Dogsy posting in our Twitch right now, he talked about how they have to have their guns broken down almost all the time. But for us as Americans, if you have the Castle Doctrine, as long as your gun's not visible, you can have it loaded and in your car, glove compartment, center console, you name it. So that's a very, very strong start, Florida. The right to carry confidentially provisions are enacted. Provisions being you do need to require a permit to carry still. They're not a constitutional carry like some states are starting to push towards. The right to carry in restaurants, that also, and that's going to continue on even with constitutional carry, being you can't carry in places that make over 51% of revenue on alcohol sales. That's any restaurant, bar, if they make more money on alcohol than food or other items, you can't have your firearm in that building. That is a federal crime. Now, again, we've talked about this before. You can legally carry in almost any building as long as it doesn't have, you can't carry in schools, you can't carry in like courthouses, places with alcohol, stuff like that. We've covered that before. But if they say no firearms allowed on the premises, or they have the red circle with the mark through it on a gun, and they say you can't carry here, that's actually wrong. You can. They don't want you to. If they have the bill posted, and they have to have the actual bill, and I can't remember the name of the bill right now, but if they have that actual bill, and it'll have that full bills page posted right there. You have to be able to read it. It has to be legible. If that is posted on that building, there you can't carry at all. Now, if you do walk into another, like you walk into a restaurant and they say no carrying firearms of any kind, and they make 65% of the money on food over alcohol, and they tell you can't carry in there, well, you can. You're not going to stay. I can tell you that right now. They're going to hit you with trespassing, or try and hit you with trespassing, as long as you leave when they tell you to, or you take your gun back to your car, drop it off real quick, and come back in. Now, that's not the safe idea, because now people know you have a gun in your car, and that's putting a bigger target on you. And the reason I say that is we have Athena Gun Club down here in Texas, in my area. And with this huge pandemic and guns being sold out, everything, they told us, if you have any guns in your car, when we walked in, if you have any guns in your car right now, you need to bring them all inside. We understood their rifle range was down. They were only allowing pistols. But they said, if you have any firearms, you need to bring them inside, because there's been a spur of break-ins because it's a gun range and people know there are guns in cars, and they want a gun for what's going on. So we brought everything inside and it was fine. So if you get told to leave or take your gun back to your car, the best bet's just go. Just go somewhere else. The right to carry laws, again, it's permit based still. Right to carry reciprocity and recognition. Recognition is true reciprocation, which I'm not quite sure what that actually means. The right to keep and bear arms, state constitutional provisions. It does have the provisions. I don't know why the NRA likes to reiterate a lot of laws that can be stated in one sentence, but that's how they do it. There are laws on possession and carrying of firearms. No state permit is required to process or purchase a rifle, shotgun, or handgun. It is unlawful for any convicted felon to have in his or her care, custody, control, or possession any firearm, to carry a concealed weapon unless his civil rights have been restored. Which, if you don't know, if you have a gun in the car and it's your car, but you're a felon, but it's not your gun, they're still going to try and hit you with that. So if you have buddies that like guns, they need to drive.
Right.
Carrying, unless covered under the exceptions listed below, it is unlawful to openly carry on or about the person any firearm, or to carry a concealed firearm on or about the person without a license. A first-time carry license will cost $70, and a renewal is $60. So again, they are a licensed must pay, which I think more states need to go to the constitutional carry. That to me is an infringement of my rights. The right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. You making me pay $70 to carry my gun is bullshit.
Infringing. It infringes on your rights doing that.
Now, there are some states like Texas, you can carry a long gun, being a shotgun or a rifle, without a permit, but it has to be unloaded. Unfortunately, a lot of police, I love watching those cop watchers videos where they take a firearm and walk around. They got their permit open and presented on their chest if they need it. Or, hey, I'm just taking my shotgun for a walk, because they can do that. It's perfectly legal.
Mhm.
And cops freak out about 60% of the time. I saw one female cop actually draw her gun on the dude that was carrying. He told him, drop the gun, drop the gun, drop the gun. And he's like, I'm not going to do that. I don't want you to shoot me. I'm not putting my hands anywhere near this gun right now, because obviously you don't know the laws. It's sad and that's why we do this show. We do it for the education and betterment of all people. All people includes police officers. Sorry.
Yep.
So you as well, you should know the laws. I don't agree with becoming a cop taking longer to become a beautician. I can't agree with that. No, I'm not saying reduce the time that it takes to be a beautician. I'm saying cops need to take longer than 6-9 months, whatever it is. You need to have full education and understand, take notes, be put in scenarios. And that's one of the benefits of the Second Amendment Ranch. We can put these people, and we can put you in these scenarios when we actually get the ranch up and running.
Right.
We can put you in different scenarios on how to handle things. And one of the ones I'm going to do is they're greenhorn cops that don't know any better. I'm going to tell them, come out to the ranch. We're going to put you in a scenario. Not going to tell them much about it. And he's going to see people carrying guns. Lots and lots of people carrying lots and lots of guns.
Right.
And we're going to see how he handles it. Because if you don't know the laws for your state, okay, you're going to get hit with a huge lawsuit. You're probably going to get fired. So do you want to cost the city hundreds of thousands of dollars and lose your job?
Or the county, or any of them?
I don't. I sure shit don't want to be that guy. Because even if they don't fire you, you are going to get harassed forever. So
Luke always put something up here good.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, Luke is actually from the UK. And they have a lot of different licensing, and apparently Section 7 license still allows you to carry guns and shoot actively. He told us a story last week where his grandfather had an old revolver before the laws actually kicked in, and somebody reported him with that revolver, and they came and confiscated it. And now people are bitching, oh, they're shooting on their own property. as long as you have the land, you're not pointing at any buildings, I see no problems with it. Counter-terrorist specialist firearms officer. Jesus Christ, they're going after somebody with that kind of license.
Is
Okay.
a CTSFO.
Yep. Okay.
I can come up with a better name for that, though.
You know, there's a movie that explains these people so very well. Young Frankenstein. What kind of brain did you put in these people?
Yeah.
Abby something. Abby normal. You put an abnormal brain in these people. Yep. Shit.
Yep.
That's it. That's the only for true Americans, gun law, any gun law should irritate the shit out of you.
Oh, yeah.
Just saying.
Oh.
Imagine if somebody did that in America. Came onto your property, you've got 100 acres. I know in Texas it's like 50 acres. April also got her husband's hat today, Mr. Carl.
Yeah, she got one of
Very
these
nice.
right here. It's got the number 2 amendment on it. But she did get it from WO Entertainment's Redneck Pimp.
Ah,
I haven't got our hats designed yet, but
No.
they're going to be similar, but a little different. I like this one because it's orange and got the flag on it.
yeah, those will probably be our range safety officers' hats.
Yeah.
But imagine if somebody came on your property in America, you've got whatever your state requirement is to have the amount of land, or you lived in an unrestricted area where they don't actually care if you shoot or not. And somebody came on and said, I don't like you shooting that gun. You need to stop. You, sir, are going to be having a very bad day. Now, mind you, again, in the state of Texas, you cannot shoot somebody just for trespassing. However, if they are committing any other crimes at that point in time, it's fair game. So if they litter, if they ball their fist and look aggressive, if they just kick your tree,
Mhm.
anything that can be seen as aggression or destruction of property, it's technically another crime. Which means in the state of Texas, I can now put holes where holes weren't. So, but there's also the other law that goes with that. I might not be able to shoot you immediately. However, in the state of Texas, I can use any other force necessary to remove you from my property. Any force. It does not specify. The only requirement is it cannot be lethal. So if I want to take a baseball bat to your kneecaps, that's perfectly legal.
That's right. Been there and done that.
So doing that in America is probably that's a really bad idea.
Yeah, it can be, but situation required it one time.
This is the fool around and find out part of the world.
Yeah.
Don't be the guy in the fool around and find out part of the world that does something to fool around and find out. Because there's somebody like me and him that will make you find out.
We will look it up. We will show it.
But moving on with Florida's laws. Now, again, these are not the full in-depth laws. These are just, we're trying to cover the 50 states in a basic form. I know my laws because I live in Texas. When I move, if I can move up to Missouri, I'll do the same thing. I'll get more in depth. If you want me to do your state, if I've done your state and you didn't feel like I covered enough, send me a message, get on my Discord, bitch, gripe, moan, complain, whatever you need to do. Tell me, hey, I want you to cover my state's laws more. Let me know. I'll do more in-depth research on it. I'll pull it up and we'll go into it like we did with HR 127. If you missed that episode, I don't want to redo that one because that one almost gave me a stroke. Go watch that episode and see how in-depth we really got with some of those requirements. Yes, it's a little long and drawn out. I try and make it as entertaining as possible, throw in little quips, remarks, stuff like that, but it's very dry commentary. But it's stuff you really should know.
Right, because a lot of people don't look it up. They hear about it, and that's all they do. Here we want to show what's being presented in our government that can affect every human being out here.
Again, the betterment and education of all people.
Right.
So some of it's going to be pretty shitty to hear. Some of it's going to be pretty boring to hear. But a lot of it, my county passing laws for sanctuary. Did you? I don't think I got a message. Try to send it again. I think my Facebook screwed up or something. I don't remember getting it. Yeah, we are.
Did you send it to Cameron or did you send it to me, April?
So we do what we can to make it entertaining. We try and make you laugh. Now it's 1700 somewhere. I'm not going to tell you a bunch of cringy stories to make you laugh and cry.
Oh, no Cameron or no Florida man?
No Florida. Well, I mean, if we do have gun incidences with Florida man, because we do like to cover do's and don'ts of firearm safety here on the Second Amendment Ranch. So if I can find some more
stupid stuff,
stupid stuff, I will be more than happy. That's the problem I have is when I do and actually I do have one today, a home intruder passing as a cop broke into somebody's house and was shot. Thankfully, he was a home intruder. And we didn't find out about that till after the fact. But this man dressed up as a police officer broke into this family's house and was shot and killed posing as a police officer. During our winter freeze, we had a lot of internet providers and electrical providers that had people dressing up as them and breaking into people's homes saying, "We're here to help you." So, I am fully for the Second Amendment. If you didn't hear, like, if I have somebody break into my home right now, I don't care who it is, cops, burglars, family members trying to surprise me, you're probably going to get shot if I don't recognize you quick enough.
Exactly.
So, and the problem I have with a lot of police officers, they do their police open up. They're not answering, break in, sweep. And that's it. They're all quiet, focused. They're doing their job. When in reality, you need to be yelling police actively over and over and over again, because there are certain points of houses that you cannot hear somebody from your front freaking door, but you'll hear or feel that break-in.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, Carl, if we do build my house, it's going to be a little more rigid than most.
We will.
Because you were talking about buying land for the ranch that didn't have a house, and I was thinking, well, if we build the house, then I can do things that normal houses don't have.
Exactly.
Which is a really bad idea for me to do. It's going to raise the price so much, but it'll be such a nice house.
Yeah, but you still got to look at those steel container homes.
They
ain't gonna break into that.
I wanted to do more of a rustic log cabin design. I love log cabins, but that's topic for off show.
That's a $500,000.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, I'll show you a couple.
Oh Lord.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, if we do find, and that's what I was trying to explain is when I find my stories for it's 1700 somewhere. No, not a drawbridge. I'm not going to be that eccentric. If I do, or when I do find my stories for the It's 1700 Somewhere show, every now and again I'll come up with, like, again, cop breaking into dude's house, dude shot him. Well, wasn't cop, but cop dress guy. I have a problem because I've got to figure out what show I'm going to do them for. It's like, well, this is stupid. Well, this is Florida. Well, this and this. What show do I want more people to laugh on? What people am I trying to get? I've got to pick and choose my battles, unfortunately, there.
Right.
But I'm trying to get more entertaining material for the ranch, so it's not so cut and dry right now. Again, if we can get a sponsorship or whatever, if we can get money and build the ranch itself, then we'll have more than enough content for you all to watch.
Oh yeah, we'll be going live every day with something going on.
Yeah, there's bloopers, spoof reels, somebody being stupid, you name it. There's going to be a lot of different, even active training scenarios. There's going to be a lot of different content if we can get the ranch up and running. But right now, just trying to start the ranch and getting those people that like to pay people anybody.
Right.
That's where we're having problems at because we've already planned out the ranch itself. We're got everything we want to do planned, but we don't have the money yet.
Right. And
by the
that's
way-
why we're selling merch. And if you'd like to donate, there's PayPal accounts, everything. Just let us know and we can get the information to you.
And the more merch you buy and wear out there and whore us out like a dirty tramp, the better.
Yeah.
But with that, I want to go ahead and shout out for Dogsy. Dogsy said he's got to get out there when it's built. Dogs from Twitch, Luke, the guy that was on last week. If you do a good job as a guest on our show, you get a free day's pass.
Yeah.
So if you want it, that's incentive for you to be a guest on our show. If
Just
you
share
do a
it
good
out.
job-
Share it out and talk about it.
If you do a good job for us on the show, we'll give you a free day. So just a little incentive to be more active. Just saying.
Yeah.
Because you never know. I might have cabins out there, and if you need a place to crash and you've got your free day pass and you've got vacation time coming up.
We can make it happen.
Exactly. Moving on. Antiques and replicas. Unless used in the commission of a crime, the term firearm shall not be included in an antique firearm. An antique firearm is any firearm manufactured before 1918, including any matchlock, flintlock, percussion cap, or similar early type of ignition system, or replicas thereof, whether actually manufactured before or after the year 1918. And also any firearm using fixed ammunition manufactured in or before 1918, in which ammunition is no longer manufactured in the United States or is not readily available in the ordinary channels of commercial trade. So if you want to get you a good old-fashioned replica flintlock
Black
rifle,
powder.
it's an antique firearm, and it's technically, as they said, not a firearm. So if you have one, you could technically have that shipped to your house.
Yeah, but have you seen some of the new black powder guns?
Yeah, the Diablo 12 gauge.
Yeah. The black powder guns, they'll reach out 300 yards with no problem.
Yeah, and who's to say you get a replica that doesn't have the rifling?
Yep. I know.
Just food for thought.
Yeah.
You know.
But black powders are fun.
I've heard, and plus there's that nice smell. You get more of that black powder burning smell. I screwed up and turned around when I was seeing firearms today, and I saw the tannerite. Thankfully, I did not buy any yet, but it was calling my name.
Yeah, I
want
gotta
tannerite.
buy some and send this little creature down there so you can set the creature on top of it. I won't say the name of the creature
Yeah, Athen
or show it.
Athen does that a little too much for my taste.
Yeah.
Machine guns. The possession of a machine gun, defined as any firearm which shoots or is designed to shoot automatically more than one shot without manually reloading by function of the trigger, is prohibited unless lawfully owned and possessed under the provisions of federal law. Which means any gun that does 3-round tank shotting. Okay.
I like Luke a lot more.
So basically, any burst or fully automatic rifle is banned without licensing. Range protection, which we'll talk more about later. We are going to cover some of the rules of firearm safety and do's and don'ts as well today. Range protection. Person who operates or uses a sport shooting range is not subject to an action for nuisance, and the court of the state shall not enjoin the use or operation of a sport shooting range on the basis of noise or noise pollution. If the range is in compliance with any noise control laws or ordinances that apply to the range and its operation at the time of construction or initial operation of the range, which is common for a lot of active shooters out there. If you go to a range, providing to the noise is not going to affect you. And if they did try and hit you with that, they should make suppressors much more easily accessible. That law will always drive me just So happy that exists. I love the suppressor ban and requirements to buy one. Just absolutely love it.
Love it.
Oh, God, that law is cancer. And I will always say movies have ruined that for us with toys.
They have. They all make it sound like a big thing that's just going to make it go. It don't, folks.
No,
It don't.
And we have had that conversation multiple times. We had that conversation with Aaron Childress on here before. They don't.
And
The
he makes
only-
them.
Yeah, no, he sells them. The
Or, yeah,
only
sells them.
two that you can get Whisper Quiet are the 17 Hammer and a 22. Just letting you know.
The
And although
the hitman's weapon.
yeah, exactly. And that's not been a popular Hitman caliber for years because now we have guns that'll reach out and touch you from a mile away. Active.
And don't use oil filters.
No,
Don't use
God.
pop bottles, and don't use pillows.
They've busted the pillows. They busted the potato. If you see, and they're becoming so much more popular for people on Facebook. I know this is a scam. This is just to put you on a list. You're seeing these commercials for oil filters that are suppressors being sold on Facebook to people. And there's so many people commenting, will it work on this type of model? And they're putting their calibers. Like, don't fall for that shit.
No,
Because
and
if
they're-
you buy one like that without the tax stamp, if they come find you, because now they know that you can't tell me the NSA doesn't actively watch and listen half the shit we do.
right.
But if you have one and you bought one from the free market, from a Facebook post, they're going to know, they're going to visit you and go, hey, we'd like to check out your oil filter placement.
And don't make one at home. They show you on YouTube how to do it, and it's the most stupidest thing. Ridiculous. If you got any common sense, you'll know it don't work.
Those are good to watch if you want to laugh. But
Yeah.
don't take it seriously because that will end up taking. That's how they're getting people right now that like guns. If you're too stupid and you buy one of these oil filters, now you can't have guns at all.
Right.
So don't risk it. If you like guns as much as I do, don't risk it.
All right.
Ah,
April just said Facebook wouldn't even let her put a
knife.
collectible knife on sale on Facebook.
So be smart. I love talking about it. I love stirring the pot. I love irritating the absolute dog shit out of liberal people. I
Yeah.
love when they find out how many guns I've lost in a boating accident. Because they get so pissed. We all know you didn't lose them in a boating accident. Yeah, but when they try and investigate my home and they don't find them there, they
They're
have
at the
to-
bottom of the lake.
at the bottom of the lake. Or right now, my buddy has a boat. All I have to do is say we went boating and the boat flipped.
Right. If you want to go find them, go get you a big magnet, and I'll give you a general location in this giant lake. Knock
Yeah.
yourself out.
The Gulf of Mexico. Go check there.
Yeah.
Good luck.
And when you're cleaning out all the tire rims and everything, make sure you deposit them correctly as you pull
Yes,
them out.
you're a government agency. You have to.
Yeah.
That would be the way to get the ocean cleaned up right there, Mr. Carl. Just saying.
Yeah.
Everybody say they lost their guns in the Gulf of Mexico.
It'd be cleaned up in 2 weeks.
Well, we didn't find any guns. Man, the current must have taken them.
Yeah. Keep going out further and look for them and clean it up.
Go check the Marianas Trench.
There you go. And like we tell you, folks, the Second Amendment Ranch, we're serious about what we talk about, but you got to have fun and joke around with certain things.
We can't be just dry, droning. Do you want me to sit here and like this law says you should? Oh, no. Here we go. Miscellaneous. Do you want me to do this for everything? Under
Is that
Florida
a
law?
new? Is this a new watcher, or do you know? I've never seen that
I
name
think he's
before.
a new watcher.
Gene, are you new watching our show? I don't recognize your name, and if you are, welcome.
Well, good to have you. But yeah, do you want laughter and entertainment like what we do, a little bit of back and forth, or do you want me to do this for 2 hours? Under Florida law, there is no duty to retreat if you are attacked in any place. You have a lawful right to be there. Instead, you may stand your ground and meet force with force, including deadly force, if you reasonably believe it is necessary to prevent death or great bodily harm to yourself or others.
If he does that for 2 hours straight, I'm going to take a nap.
Exactly. You don't want to listen to that crap for 2 freaking hours. That's not why we do the ranch. I knew in school, I do terrible in school unless it is I was really good in history because I like history. I'm really good at English because I know English. I speak it. I don't know how people fail that class because you speak it, but those were my 2 strong points in school. Everything else, I was bored and I would fall asleep. It didn't help. I was working at the time. Yes, I was in high school and I have a job or had a job. Yeah, he is a new watcher. Oh, welcome. But I do terrible in school. Unless you can make it entertaining to me in one way, shape, or form, I don't care. And that's what we're doing here. And when we get the ranch running, there's going to be a lot to learn and a lot of different content that you can watch. That's a lot more entertaining. I mean, if you want to do that, my TV license is still valid. I'll go watch it. If you don't know, they have to have a license to watch TV in the UK.
Yeah. And when he said that, I about fell out of the chair. I've heard some crazy, stupid laws before, but that one takes it right there.
Yep.
That's at the top.
And he's willing to use his license to watch something actually entertaining, whereas that would have sucked for 2 hours.
Exactly.
But if you don't know what the no duty to retreat law means, is if somebody is acting aggressive towards you, and what was it? Chicago actually has something similar to it, but you have to flee if possible. If you can actively flee, I can't remember the name of the law. I thought it was ridiculous. But if you can flee, you're supposed to, whereas majority of red states have a stand your ground law, which if somebody's being aggressive towards you, you can meet aggression with aggression. And if you think they're going to be hostile towards you or they're going to keep inciting force, because you don't get in a brawl when you're carrying a gun. Because if you get in a fight, that gives them just as much access to your gun. They're already here. It's 21 feet. Or what is it, 21 or 15 feet, a person can basically make a gun unusable if you're quick. That's if you're fast, up to 21 feet. If you're quick, in 3 seconds, you can, which I don't know how the hell you can do it. I couldn't do it. No. But that's how fast they say guns are inaccurate at. So the closer they are, the more time they have or more access they have to your firearm. So if they're coming at you hostile, the more distance you have between them, the better. And if you get in a fight, that gives them access to your gun and takes away access from your gun from you.
Right.
So you do not want to if you get in a fight, you have a gun, it's a bad case scenario. Now, if you get to that point in time, know your firearm. And we've talked about that before. If you take a Glock and you push it into your hand and you have enough force, it will not discharge. Whereas a revolver will fire whenever the hell it wants to because it's a revolver and it doesn't have the slide. It just has a bang button.
Yeah, Gene said Michigan wants to try to back away if you can, but yeah, I will defend myself if you can. Yeah. You damn right. I'm going to back up just far enough to grab my weapon and that's it.
Hell, I'm just going to put my hand on my hip like I got a gun.
And when the cops show up, I feared for my life.
That's how they get away with my life. That's how they get away with killing your dog.
Yep.
Sorry, that was mean.
That's how you get away with killing a mountain lion up here too. I feared for my life. It was 500 yards away looking at me. I feared. Hair on the back of my neck stood up.
Yeah, I could feel the fear welling inside of me. I was concerned. Sir, you have
500 yards, that cat's looking at me chomping its lips. I'm scared.
Which, by the way, we went fishing Saturday, and there was a bunch of deer and ducks where we went fishing.
Hopefully the deer weren't in the water.
No, they weren't. But that trigger finger was getting really itchy.
You was looking at venison, wasn't you?
I was looking at the ducks more because the ducks were on our way in, and we didn't catch much. We caught a stingray and a small flounder. So I looked over. I was like, if I had a shotgun right now, we'd at least be able to take something home to eat tonight. Even though I don't have a hunting license.
Okay, April. Well, I got a good reason why I know April said this, but I don't at the same time. The only way I can have a gun is if it's kept at someone else's house. I can understand her point of view with her 7 boys that have problems, right? And everything. I think that's what she's meaning by that. So.
Well, we talk about that as well. We talk about keeping your guns in a safe location, safe area, having kids with severe. I have to lock up my scissors. Yeah, and that's what you would have to do with firearms. You would not want a small safe or a weak safe. You would probably want to get a good safe with a biometric lock on it. There, you can keep guns at your home. You just have to take extra precautions. If you have long guns, get a good safe. You're going to spend about $1,000 on a safe. What? Okay, Bagel's just a troll.
Yeah. Bagels, no. We're about, what'd we figure up? A little over 1,100 miles apart.
Something like that.
Yeah. I'm in Missouri. He's in Texas.
I'm also half his age.
Yeah.
And if I'm dating that much older, I better be getting money for it.
Damn.
Come on, sugar daddy.
I've been called a lot of things, but yeah.
No, he's just an internet troll trying to be a douche.
That's cute. Yeah, that's right. It's cute. We just do this.
I know I'm cute. Thank you. Somebody said it. Fuck. Damn it. I dropped the F-bomb.
Now, Bagel, where are you from? If you're saying that's so cute, we'll find out.
He's probably from liberal California.
Yeah, you watch. He's in Oklahoma.
He's got 3 genders right now.
Oh, did you see that crap that's going on? Getting off subject here. 1 second. 1 second. Did you see the crap that's going on in California right now?
No.
With the transgender clothing, there cannot be no more boys and girls clothes separated.
That's for people like Bagel. They don't want him to hurt his feelings anymore.
Right. But it's ridiculous. They're going to force Walmart that you can't separate the boys and girls toys. You got to put them, mix them together and everything through their aisles and their clothes and everything.
I don't think people understand. This is mine and Carl's show. And if you come in here disrespectful, I will make fun of you actively. Yeah. Navy veteran. I've got gay jokes for days, baby.
Army veteran. So we can get you from the ground or the water either way.
Mm-hmm. Oh, if we take you to the water, there's a whole lot more I can do to you.
Right. But that's Twitch land and everything. And
I have no trolls and haters bring me more views.
We do. And if you like what we're saying about you, share the show out on Twitch.
If you don't like what I say about him, share it out.
Share it out anyway.
Hell, if you like what I say about him, share it out.
Yeah. But anyway.
I got in trouble for doing that on it 1700 somewhere.
You did.
Can do it. I did. I can do it here. Adam was like, oh, let them go. They'll leave eventually. Like, no, let me make fun of him.
Yeah. But if he is a troll, right? At least he doesn't have that follow me by this, blah, 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 underneath of it anyway. Because if he did, I wouldn't say anything about him.
No, we won't waste our time for the scam bots, but we will waste our time to make fun of.
But if you're jumping in to watch our show, thank you.
You're just boosting me.
We just boost the views, and that's what this game is all about, on the views and on Facebook and everything.
And all our people that like my content and like what we do get to laugh at you with me.
That's right.
Because they will. That's why they watch this shit. Don't be
Yep.
stupid. If you come here, don't be stupid. I do 2 shows making fun of stupid people.
He does. He does.
Do this for fun. What do you think I'm gonna do when you jump in here? You just painted a bullseye right here.
He's usually more serious on this show than he is on It's 1700 Somewhere. But
So
now
when you
we're
come
gonna
in here,
now we're ramping up the show.
when you come in here and you talk hate, oh baby, I could drop all seriousness in a heartbeat.
That's right.
It's go time.
Because this is the Second Amendment Ranch, but it's also on the Bill of Rights Network. And you know, all know what that stands for.
We support free speech.
You damn right.
I'm not going to get offended, but my job is to offend you.
That's right.
And I think I do a damn good job at it. But that's enough Florida. That's enough Florida laws right now. It's actually the top of the hour.
Yeah, it's coming up top of the hour, and you know what that means.
That means it's time for our fails today. And I have a crossbow fail I'm going to start with. I'm going to do my gun fail.
Oh, you do?
I do. Oh. So we're going to do that fail, the gun fail, and then your fail.
Okay, your crossbow, then your gun, and then my crossbow.
Yes, sir. Now, this kid, I'm going to give you a little backstory. He gets all hot and confident, ready to go. He thinks he's top notch. It's a long video. I'm not going to play the whole damn thing. But he thinks he's very confident in what he's about to do. See how close he is right there? Oh, I went too far. Yeah. If it's got recoil,
and they do,
you need to check your eye relief on anything with a trigger. Now, mind you, that was just a little love tap. That was just a little baby. It's okay. You'll learn from this. This is how you become a pirate.
Yeah.
See how far that scope traveled right there?
Man, that was quick. Oh.
Now, he had a substantial distance to travel. I want that to be known. His shoulder doesn't look like it's very tight. He's not really digging in. That forearm's not.
He's too far down on his shoulder.
He's got that too, but he's not really supporting that gun because he does have a good amount of eye relief. I'd say that's probably 3 inches worth. That's about what you'd see on an active shooter regularly. But his grip is kind of weak and laxed. He's not placing the gun appropriately, and the consequences of not keeping high and tight right there, ladies and gentlemen, is how you break your high. Oh,
God.
And there's another one for you. I thought he got hit in the nuts. There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
He put his back up against her head when she shot. He pushed forward and it kicked back and is like, damn.
Yeah. So be conscious and know. See, here's one of my little lost in the boating accident. You'll notice where that charging handle is. If I get too close, that charging handle's in that cheekbone. So I know I got to be back about here.
Right.
To get a good sight on it. And
just remember, folks, he took the little orange tip off that right before the show.
Yeah. All the real guns are in the in Gulf of Mexico right now.
Yep.
This
when he took the orange cap off to show you, he'll put it back on later.
Yep. Same with all my Nerf guns. I take all the orange caps off so they just scare home intruders.
Okay, this one I'm going to show. Let me bring it up here. Is showing you want to always go over your equipment, right? This is a Barnett crossbow that the guy was shooting and everything. Nothing really hurt him, but he's going to show you what can happen to your crossbows. And let me get this going.
Muzzle loader tips do's and don'ts.
Can you hear that?
No, not very well.
Okay, let me
Let
stop
me check.
that.
Let me check. Let me check this stream and see if I can hear it through there.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Oh,
I forgot to hit the button.
muzzleloader tips, do's, and don'ts. Check back with us next week, Gene. And
I fired a shot, and something didn't sound right, and the whole front end fell off.
Look at how this broke.
And as you can see, this stuff right here, the steel core inside, it's not steel at all. It's pot metal. It's pot metal. It's pot metal.
So
This
what
is a
that is
fairly-
telling you about there, folks, is if you hear something funny, let me
Don't
shut
keep
this
shooting.
off.
Don't keep shooting.
Don't keep shooting it. Check your equipment out and everything, which he did. His whole front end fell off, but he
Yep.
seen the broken piece on there. So you always want to check your equipment out, the strings, everything.
Gene, as far as muzzleloader do's and don'ts, always make sure you put the right appropriate load and check your loads to make sure they're not corroded, weathered, watered, or anything like that. You don't want to shoot squib rounds. I will have more content on that next week for you. I will get into more muzzleloader do's and don'ts. So next week, look forward to it.
Next week, I'll bring my muzzleloader out and my pellets, the gunpowder pellets that we use, and the 50 cal round that it shoots.
Yep. So come in next week and we'll do an episode for muzzleloaders.
Yeah.
So look forward to that.
We'll do muzzleloaders, and I'll show you both my crossbows, the difference between them.
Now, see, this is why we like having y'all interact with us. You give me more topics to cover later down the line. You can ask questions. This is normally on the It's 1700 Somewhere show. I save the last 20 minutes for everything. This show, if you post anything, we're trying to actively include you. We want you to have any questions, comments, concerns, everything. We want to answer them as best we can. And if we can't do it right there, or we need to go more in depth, we can cover it in a full episode. So look forward to seeing a full episode of Muzzleloader Do's and Don'ts next week.
Right. Gene said he has 3 of them. You got are they all 50 cals or 45 caliber? So.
But we're going to go into more firearm safety in general. As far as your gun rules, there's actually 6. I agree with them. Normally, you only had the 4. The 4 basic ones are treat all weapons as if they're loaded. Never put your trigger fingers. Oh God, it's easier if I just say this instead of trying to read it. Never put your finger on the trigger until you intend to shoot. Never point the muzzle at anything until you intend to shoot, and never point at anything you don't intend to shoot. Always know your target. Always know your target and be aware of the direction of what's behind it. Keep your weapon on safe, which is actually number 4. I don't know. This one's weird. But keep your weapon on safe until you intend to shoot. Those are your 4 basic ones. Never point it at anything. Keep your finger off the trigger. Keep your weapon on safe, and don't draw your weapon until you intend to shoot. Those are your basic ones. Number 5 is understand the consequences of shooting your firearm unlawfully. Also, know the consequences of shooting your firearm lawfully and accidentally hitting something behind it. That's why if you concealed carry, I highly recommend using hollow points because they expand on impact. If you use a full metal jacket round and you shoot the aggressor and it goes through that aggressor into a crowd of people, you're held liable. Number 6, and I have done this one. I am guilty of this one, but nobody got hurt. We were firing into a pond, but don't mix alcohol and firearms. I can agree with that. This is when I was really at my lowest point of life, and I was just looking to have some fun. But yeah, don't mix guns and alcohol. Alcohol, they say, is a depressant. I think it's more of a mood enhancer. So if you're angry, you're going to be more angry. If you're happy, you're going to be more happy.
Right.
If you're sad, you're going to get into depression. So if you drink and you have guns, 2 and 2 don't always mix in this area.
And watch shooting on water because it does ricochet.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
It's not James Bond and it goes down through it all the time.
No.
No.
You can watch videos of the Navy shooting at water, and you'll see tracer rounds bounce off and shoot away. It's cool to watch, but it's super risky. To continue on, this website is the instructables.com/fire safety do's and don'ts. I'm not going to post that. You can find it. Instructables.com, you can find it. But the rules of the firearm safety, this is their take on it. They cover the law rules. Never point a gun on anything you're not willing to kill or destroy. Assume the gun is always loaded. You would not believe the number of people killed with unloaded firearms, which actually that's one of the main rules that we missed on the other one. I can't believe we forgot that one. Keep your finger away from the trigger. So keep your finger off the trigger until you intend to shoot. Always maintain control of your weapon when in possession. It should always be pointed in a safe direction. I usually point mine at a downward angle. When I go and inspect guns like I was doing today at Academy, which I did try and buy a new gun today, but the FBI hates me right now. I don't know why. Don't ask. When you go and look at a gun, even if they've verified it all clear and safe, be mindful of where you're pointing that gun. Never come across, now this is a camera, so don't freak out. Never come across somebody, even if it's unloaded. I know y'all are worried about me shooting you through internet, but don't do this to people. So if you know you're going to want to turn, you're going to want to bring the gun back to somebody, come over, bring it down, and present it to them.
Right.
I've seen too many people at any gun store I've gone to. There's always at least one dude that has a problem, and he's I've seen a cop do that. AGR Outdoors, I saw a cop do this. He was looking at the new Glock in 22, which is a super light gun. That thing is feather light. Like, oh God, it was nice, but I don't think I would want it because I think I'd break it. But he was looking at it, and we wanted to ask him about it, and he turned and pointed it right at my chest. Like, thanks, officer. You should know this shit. So don't be that guy. Especially don't be a guy in uniform doing that crap.
Exactly.
When in storage, it should be under lock and key and separated from the ammunition. There's nothing worse than having your rifle fall in the wrong hands. When in storage, I have several guns. You've seen two of them right now. I don't keep them in storage. I keep them in my room for my use if something happens. Normally, if I go watch TV downstairs, one of them goes with me. My ammo is separated from my firearms, though, not the loaded ones, but I do have my ammo in a different location than I have my guns. That one I can fully agree with, because if somebody did manage to break into my safe while I'm asleep, at least they can't get the bullets.
Exactly.
Your gun should always be unloaded and stored properly and securely during transportation. Now, this one I don't agree with too much. Guns have a purpose. Now, if you're going hunting, I can understand keeping your ammo separated just to keep it dry and safe and away from any other thing that might cause a problem. But typically, when I transport my guns, unless I'm going to a place that I'm bringing my gun with me, no, the ammo stays in the gun. Just because I don't want to fiddle with anything and try and get a magazine loaded while I'm being attacked and stabbed in the kidney. So that one's personal preference, in my opinion, on that one. And for usage, again, hunting, you should probably keep your ammo a little dry. But I don't see a purpose. If you're traveling down, if you're moving quickly and you want to keep your gun safe with you, then I wouldn't risk separating things. You should read the instruction manuals for your particular firearms, understand the functions and everything. I don't read the manual. I've had plenty of guns, and I learn by hands-on. So when I get a new gun, the first thing I do is sit down and break it apart without the manual, because I want to figure this out. And if I have problems, yeah, I'll look into the manual. But typically, I'll take it apart myself, and I'll learn by screw-ups, because I need to know the gun personally, not just read through. I'm not saying don't understand your gun. For the love of God, don't take that away from this conversation. Know your guns. Know how to break them open. I could break open my Glock blindfolded. But do not do not. We got another UK viewer.
Also, that's what I thought when I seen that. Make sure you pay your TV license.
I saw like, oh, UK.
Are you watching this on your TV license on YouTube over there?
He's probably Dogsy's buddy.
We're not making fun of it. We're
No,
just
no.
making fun of that law over
Yeah.
there.
But you need to know how to break your guns apart, clean them effectively, put them back together so they function. You do need to clean your guns accurately. So if you don't know your gun and you buy a gun, like my dad doesn't know his gun, so he calls me or my brother, and we will clean his guns for him.
Heidi Justin Kinney showed up.
So you need to know your gun. If you have to read the manual, by all means, read it, but don't just have it, buy it, and let it sit there and collect dust until something happens. Again, when we have the ranch come up, you'll have scenarios we can put you in that will let you train with your gun.
But talking of just a second here,
Yeah.
with that coming in there, always pay your TV license. They haven't seen that commercial for Clear TV, free TV.
Oh, it's Dogsy, but his Twitch is messing up.
Oh, okay, dogs. That's fine, Luke. But we have a commercial over here called Free TV
Really?
from Clear TV. Hooks up a little antenna on the back of your TV, and you get all the digital channels. Free TV, not a license. But anyway, back to the stories.
Yeah. Never handle your firearm under the influence of drugs or alcohol. We did cover the reasonings behind that a little bit. If you want me to go more in depth, then I will. Always know what is behind or beyond your target. Misses over penetration happen. You may hit an unintended target as far as 3 miles away with an ordinary hunting rifle. So know your calibers. I know my 338 Lapua was designed to hit a target at 1,000 yards and punch through body armor. So if I just take this rifle out and shoot at an open field, I know that round is going. So you need to know what's going to happen if you miss.
It will stop somewhere.
Oh, it'll stop somewhere. Pray to God it's not in the middle of somebody, but
Yeah, or a
It'll
vehicle
stop.
or any of that.
so you need to know what's behind your targets.
Yeah, all of
And the
them need to be
benefit of-
broken down and cleaned after every trip to the range, too, folks.
That's one of the benefits of the range is we're going to have steel plate targets, but we're also going to have large mounds behind it. So even if you do miss, your rounds are safe.
Right.
Well, you're at least safe. But everybody loves plinking on metal. It's such a satisfying sound.
When
So
you hear
that's-
ting, ting, plink,
Ting,
plink,
ting, ting,
boom.
ting. That's one of the things we are looking at actively doing on the ranch is utilizing steel plate targets, because that's such a you go to a range, and typically when you go to a range, it's a paper target, it's a cardboard target. Staple your paper to it, you go back, you shoot, you punch some holes, oh, you're happy. But the ranch, we're making grown up Six Flags or Disney
Right.
World, whatever entertainment place you want to think of, but we're looking to make it really fun to be at.
Yeah, Simple Man or TDC commenting from HTX Renegade Radio, our other show here on the Bill of Rights Network and WO Entertainment. So welcome them to our show.
So yes, Justin, shooting a 50 cal at a paper target in open field is a bad idea. Bad
Yeah.
idea. Unless that field is like 5 miles long.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Now, I shoot my 50 cal at a paper target at 100 yards.
Yours is also a
Black
muzzle
powder.
loaded. Yeah.
It's got a buffalo round in it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Again, it goes into always know what is beyond behind your target. Remember, even a 22 is capable of traveling 1.5 miles. A more powerful weapon can penetrate a heavy target or even ricochet and travel further than the 22.
Right.
Keep your firearm unloaded and properly stored when traveling to and from the field. More than few have discharged inside automobiles and has caused disastrous results. Now, I have...
You're kidding.
No, really? Now I have seen videos of guys walking, hunting, and somebody's recording. Magically, the dude trips, falls, and discharges his gun. So yeah, I would that law I can understand. On foot, try and keep a load out. Don't keep a load in chamber. Don't keep it around in chamber. until you get to your hunting spot. Now, I know there are a group of people that actually stalk their prey instead of just sitting tree stands. They will keep around in chamber, but they also know to watch your footing.
Mm-hmm.
So that, again, I see that being more of a personal preference than an actual don't do this.
Well, that's kind of like, I'm glad my grandfather was around, Papa was around, teaching me about guns and growing up hunting.
Yeah.
Because when I was little, I never did understand why Dad never went hunting until I got older and found out what happened. He's in the living room cleaning a 12-gauge shotgun when it went off. Went through the wall. My mom was laying in the bed and went right over her head. Dad got rid of the gun.
I have had a gun go off in my home. I don't care. I still keep my guns. I understand there's a fear. All my knowledge is self-taught. I'm not going to say I have any classes or training or formal education as of yet beyond the military, and even the military is very basic. However, when we do start the ranch, we will have requirements for everybody that runs on the ranch. So there will be a firearm safety instructor licensing test we will all be taking and keep up to date on that.
Correct.
So, but everything we talked about until the ranch is up and running, everything I discuss is self-taught. If you view my opinions, because that's what they really are, differently, then by all means post it. Say what you think we should do. If you disagree with me saying it's an opinion, you really should do that, you're free to do that. Again, this is the Bill of Rights Network. We support free speech here. Never cross a fence, ditch, obstacle with a loaded weapon. Slide it under the fence or hand it to a friend while navigating the obstacle. Yes, for the love of God, yes. Put your gun somewhere safe. If you rest it on the fence, make sure it's not going to slide and fall over. It's probably a good idea to take the round out.
Yeah.
But cross that fence safely. If you bump it, if it falls, it could discharge and you could have a lot longer trip than you intended. Always know who else is in the area and exactly where they're located. Now, that one's also very difficult. I can agree with it. You should, but it's not fully possible on like hunting reserves. You're not going to know where every single hunter is located on that reserve.
Not really, but up here, if you look around, our main hunting time with the big rifles is in the fall, beginning of winter. Leaves are usually off the ground, and orange stands out everywhere.
Yeah.
And that's one thing you're required to wear: orange hat and an orange vest.
I bet you an orange vest would have saved that dude that was trans species and dressed up as a deer and walked into the middle of a woods during hunting season.
He got what was coming to him.
That's
all I can say.
That one, I believe, was before the Second Amendment Ranch started. For those of you who don't know, a trans species man, so a man who believed he was a different species, identified as a deer, put antlers on his head, painted his entire body to look like a deer. So
Brown.
Deer antlers, brown back, white belly, deer. Walked into the forest in the middle of hunting season. Yeah, wrap your head around that one.
Here's your sign.
If you don't have an orange law, it's still a smart and safe idea to wear something reflective. I can understand you don't want to stand out, but I do when I'm hunting and there are other people around me. I am a very large man. I look like a bear half the damn time.
He does.
Wonky will attest to this. He met me at Warrior Fest.
Oh, no shit.
In camouflage, rustling through the bushes, and you hear, oh, fuck.
There's a bear coming through.
I don't want to be that guy that gets shot because somebody thought I was a bear. It's an honor that you thought I was a bear. Thank you, but screw you for shooting me.
No, that's where you're wearing orange hat and orange vest.
Yeah.
And wear your bulletproof black jacket underneath of it.
Yeah, I'll probably have to when I go hunting with you. Probably a safe idea. For those of you that
I've been in those situations Went to a conservation, open public hunting area, right? Got in there, got to my tree stand. The sun came up, and I looked around and I went, oh, hell no. There was orange everywhere in trees. I said, bye-bye.
Yep, that's a good way to get shot. If you see too much orange, it's probably a good idea to go somewhere.
Yeah, if
else.
they're across the field looking at the same field I am, that ain't a good idea.
Well, I mean, if I shoot that deer before you do, I'm probably going to know because I'm using a caliber meant for not deer.
Exactly, but still, the idea of them shooting
I shot that deer.
towards my direction ain't good.
No, it's not. Again, ricochets happen, people. If there's a
Been there
stone,
and done
pebble,
that.
water, something, ice. Yeah, I love watching these videos of these idiots shooting in ice to make the round spin, which it does spin. It will sit on the ice and spin in place, but the odds of it ricocheting are too high for me. I'll watch them. I want to do it, but I'm not dumb enough.
No.
But yeah, if I shoot a deer with 338 Lapua and you try and claim that deer is yours, we're gonna know whose it really is because that deer is missing half of its meat already.
Right.
Now, the first hunting trip I will be taking out the 308, the 6.5, an actual round meant for hunting, not
Right.
something meant to. Yeah. Moving on. I've covered why the 338 Lapua exists enough. Always know who else, or never shoot what you can't see. Every year there are numerous deaths because idiots shot at a sound or movement. It sounded like a deer. It moved like a turkey. It's no excuse. It's not. That one I wholeheartedly agree with. That's, again, me coming through the bushes. Shit. Boom. I heard a noise. Bushes were moving a lot. I thought he was a bear.
Right. And like Luke said, when you turn a deer into fine pink mist, I think you're doing it wrong.
Hey, man, it depends on what you're trying to do. If you're just trying to ground that deer up before you get home so your sausage can be made early,
Yeah,
you're doing it right.
that's right.
It's easier to handle, baby.
That's right. By the time I get there, there's no blood in it, so it's easier to clean.
Exactly.
I don't know. You ought to see that. You know, you talk about big holes and everything. Hell, you ought to see the 1.5 to 2 inch hole my crossbow puts through one.
I'm really curious to see what this 308 6.5 will do to some meat.
It'll do something.
Yeah, exactly. I'm itching to shoot something reactive with some of my guns. In fact, I have about 5 guns I haven't shot yet. Ammo's so hard to get a hold of right now, man. I don't want to waste what I have. I can take one of the 5.56 out. I do have plenty of that, but I just don't have the stockpile I want for the other ones. I need a shit ton of 50 Beowulf. I have no 50 Beowulf right now. Always unload your gun when getting in and out of a deer stand, boat, or blind. A loaded gun does not belong in a potential slip and fall situation. I can agree with that as far as removing the round in chamber. Going up on or in anything that it can risk getting it stuck or having it discharged, you shouldn't have a round in chamber.
Right.
Do not shoot or hunt with others who ignore basic gun safety. Yes. And at the ranch, we will have range safety officers. At the beginning, it'll probably be me and Carl until we can hire other veterans. Yes, this will be a veteran-owned, operated, and ran facility. But everybody can utilize it. But the people that are there carrying actively with the orange hats are veterans. And if they see somebody doing something stupid, they break blue. And if you don't know what break blue is, we're going to teach you this over and over. When you're at your range, pointing down range, and you come off too far and you're pointing at another shooter, or you're shooting into his lane, we're going to correct you once, tell you don't do it again. That's breaking blue. Is coming over too far. If you continue to do this, you're going home.
Right.
I've actually ran into that problem with my mom, taking her shooting. That's why I'm very adamant about building this ranch, because I have personal experience with people that don't understand basic firearm
She
safety.
just goes, "It's pretty, isn't it?"
Thankfully, she didn't do it that bad. Although she is one of the women that would have bought the pink gun. Don't buy guns because they look cool.
Hey, my stepdaughter's got a pink $380 in her purse. So it's like I told her, I don't care what color it is, it's in your purse, and if you have to use it, it will hurt somebody.
Right, but as long as it's a quality firearm. I saw a lady
Yeah.
that bought this baby blue pistol, and the barrel blew up. Not the slide, the barrel.
Oh crap.
That's right. The actual thing that holds the bang blew up.
Yeah.
So that's a bad day. Buy quality. That's why I will never buy a high point. That's why I'll never buy a Taurus semi-automatic pistol, because Taurus, at least back in the past, I don't know how they've done recently, but Taurus, their semi-automatic pistols were always getting really poor reviews, whereas the revolvers were getting beautiful reviews.
Yeah.
Which is why I want the Taurus Raging Judge Magnum, but I can't get the gun. I had a conversation with another member at Academy today, and I told him what guns I wanted, and he was like, "Yeah, good luck." And I told him, "I know, I've been waiting for a year." He's like, "Oh, that long?" Yep. This whole pandemic has screwed everything for me.
I'll let you handle this question.
But my dollar bill high point makes me feel gangsta. That's not a question. That's not a question. That's a remark, and it needs to be blocked.
Oh. As you can tell, we don't care for high points.
Such an ugly gun. Oh, it's such an ugly gun.
This is a good point here, though. Bad guy is just as dead with a cheap gun.
Unless that cheap gun fails while you're trying to shoot bad guy.
Yeah, and then bad guy got a heads up on you because the bad guy probably don't have the cheap gun.
If bad guy doesn't have a gun, he now knows your gun has failed you, and he's pissed that you tried to shoot him.
Hey, here's a new listener.
Not so
good at trolling. First job was at Academy. Awesome.
Yeah, they.
Welcome to the show.
Maybe it's one of the people that I was talking to about the show today.
That could have been.
Because I was telling them.
Are you in Houston?
Yeah, I was talking to the guys at the counter about how I know so much about guns because I was teaching both of them. I was teaching the trainee and the person training the trainee about guns. And they were like, "How do you know so much?" I really like guns. I really like. Well, what do you mean? Well, yeah, let's talk numbers. Let's talk what I have. Let's talk this safety experiences. And they're like, "Why?" I don't know. It's an addiction. So they got.
No, it's your right.
It's yes, exactly. It's my right as an American to own as many guns as I want.
You collect them.
And I need to start shooting them if ammo would exist again. If you can get a handle on some 50 Beowulf, let me know. Please, good Lord. I only have 10 rounds to spare right now. Moving on. As far as safety equipment.
Wait a second. I gotta say something to the comments. Gene, you're watching in Facebook. Let me look here real quick. You're either watching on the WO Entertainment's Facebook. Yeah, that's where you're watching at. You can only see the Facebook comments.
Yeah.
Us as the host in our StreamYard, we get to see all the comments from all our platforms.
Yeah, and that's why he will pull some of them up and post them so the other viewers can see what we're reacting to.
Right, like Gene's watching on Facebook. There's Gene's. We have
Luke on YouTube.
We've got another one on YouTube and everything. You can't see those until I put them up on the screen, but I can see everybody's comments coming in from all the platforms.
Yeah,
and
we're not playing.
We're on
favorites.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're on 7 different platforms live right now.
Yeah, and we will have our today's show and all our previous shows are also on Spotify.
Mm-hmm. Anchor.fm.
Yep.
You can check all the shows out and everything on there. Of course, you can check them out on our Facebook page, WO Entertainment's Facebook page, Bill of Rights Network Facebook page.
But if you check them out on radio, it pays us.
Right. Go to Anchor.fm or Spotify Watch the show. Tell your friends to watch. Every 1,000 views we get paid a little. It helps fund all the money that we get goes in to getting this ranch. None of us take a penny out.
So if you want to help the ranch, you can play our previous shows, throw your phone, and watch TV for the next 2 hours, and you helped us out. You
Or
literally have to do nothing to help
they
us out
can
with this
go.
ranch.
We got about 30 minutes left. I want to put this up before we get too far into it, right?
Well, we don't have a show following us, so we can go as long as we want.
I'll have to shut it off, WO Entertainment.
Yeah, because they will.
They don't like that. But anyway, folks, there's our Teespring account, and I'm going to show you some
let
of
me-
our items.
Yeah.
What do you want?
While you show that, I'm going to hit this next comment. Gene,
Go ahead.
you can add anybody you want to this. Just because it's a veteran community and this is a veteran ran and owned and operated entity, we are not led. The purpose of the range is the education and betterment of all people. I will say that over and over and over again. All people. If you have women, children, cousins, Bubba, Eddie, you name them, if they like guns, this is where they need to be. Because they can come to the ranch as long as they pass all the classes we require at that point in time. They can utilize it to the fullest extent. This is not just for a specific bunch of people. This is for everybody. That's why I do these shows. It's not just for the veteran community. It's for everyone. So if you have anybody you want to add, bring it. And yes, there's our merch line. Pretty, isn't it?
Yep, a lot of it. The pictures you see on there, when you click onto them, like I'll do this one. Hopefully it shows up there. Oh, okay. There it shows it in that color, but I can show it in yellow. That you can order it through. See what other color we got. That color, and of course we got the white, basic white, with which I like that one myself. So that's some of our merch that you can find at this link right here. You go to our Facebook page. There's a pinned deal, and there's also a link up there that says shop now, and it'll take you right to that page.
And we have, if you can't find it there, it's in our Discord. And I'll post the Discord at the end of the show. So if you want to ask questions, comments, concerns, anything through that, go to our Discord. Moving on. Safety equipment is important. Eye and ear protection are essential on the range and for any sustained shooting. Hunters' safety orange may be necessary in the field depending on the type of hunt and local hunting laws. Agreed. If you have a suppressor, hearing protection is not so necessary. It reduces it to the point of it won't damage your ears. It'll hurt, but it won't damage them. Make sure, God, I can't stress this one enough. Use the correct ammo.
Oh, yeah.
I was watching a fail video earlier where they put 50 cal ammo into a 12 gauge break open double barrel shotgun. It's fun to watch. Don't do it. Don't be that guy that ruins that gun. Don't do it. We've shown it can blow the gun up. It can jam in the barrel because it didn't have enough force to exit. You risk so much damage to your firearms and yourself by doing this.
And don't use 38 specials in a 357.
That
There are
sounds like-
people who try to do it.
Yeah, don't. Just because it starts with a 38 doesn't mean it fits that 38.
No, it don't. But it's
That's like me putting a 45 long Colt in a 45 ACP.
right.
Bad day. Can
Uh-huh.
we constitutional carry nationwide as part of the Convention of States? No. You have to abide by state laws and regulations still. Just because your state passes a constitutional carry law doesn't mean you can open carry out in the middle of California.
Right. There are certain states that your conceal and carry transfer over to other states that they recognize, and there's some that don't.
Yep, you need to know that. Yeah, and we do have Luke that'll help show you our Discord as well.
Yeah.
So if you're new to Discord, he is one of our people that you can go to that will help you out.
Yeah.
It goes on. Make sure you use the correct ammo. Certain rounds will fit weapons for which they are not intended. The results are almost always disastrous. A 16 gauge or a 20 gauge can slip into 12 gauge or 10 gauge barrel. 9mm will fit into a 38. Only carry the correct ammo you're going to be using for the gun today. I separate all of my ammo, all of it, when I get it. It is all in boxes. They're all marked. I know what's in them. And the reason I do that is because a 308 looks very similar to 6.5 Creedmoor. Very similar,
Right.
but it is not the same loadout.
Well, it's the same thing we do out at the farm where I hunt and we reload our own ammunition. We only reload one type at one time and they go into boxes and they're labeled what they are. We don't do multiple at a time because that's just a screw up waiting to happen.
Oh, I put bands on all of my magazines. Every magazine I get gets that little marker band on the bottom. 7.62
Right.
by 51 for the 308. A 6.5 Creedmoor, 45, 9mm. If a band will fit it, a band's going on it.
Right. Well, that's just like we do 30-06 and 25-06. The only difference is the lead.
Yeah, and it's not
25
much.
caliber or a 30 caliber.
And
And that's it.
Yeah, and it's not much of a difference.
No, it's
if
not.
I-
But it's a 25-06, a funny looking shell.
If I pick up a 308 and compare it to a 6.5 Creedmoor and set them side by side, you can tell vaguely because that 308 is just a little thicker,
Right.
but they're the same length and they look so identical. So you need to keep your ammo. Don't just dump it all into one box and call it good. Like, I'll figure it out later. Do it when you buy it.
Right. Because
Right
we do
there.
a lot of different bullets out there, from 243s to 270s, 30-06, 5.556, 25-06, just all kinds of them. We do at 30-30s. So, yeah.
Can we make constitutional carry legal nationwide through the convention states?
He wants to know if there's a law that we could make mandatory nationwide.
You'd have to do that on a federal level, not
You'd
state.
have to get your congressmen, senators, take it and put a bill in. And to me personally, it would never fly.
No, it wouldn't pass.
No.
There's too many people in power right now that hate the Second Amendment.
Right. And there's too many people in power that don't want you to carry.
There's people in power that don't want you to have a gun at all. So
Right.
buy them while you can, folks. Because HR 127, let's actually see if that's gone anywhere yet. I'm trying to keep going.
No, I don't think it has, but there's been some others brought in. H8 and something else. One that
No,
the
that's-
president, I won't say good, bad, I'll just say president, put one in too.
Yeah, I know he was talking about executive order signing a bill.
Yeah.
We will try and find those two, and we'll cover them either next week or the following week, and get them
Right.
sent to me so we can cover that. We have a question because I don't have much experience. 5.56 and 2.23 are very, 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 very similar.
Yes.
The difference comes into the powder loadout most of the time. 5.56 has more explosion force than a 2.23. You can run 2.23 through 5.56, but you cannot do 5.56 through 2.23. However, there's the 2.24 Valkyrie, if I remember right,
Something like that.
which can actually handle 2.23, 5.56, and the 2.24.
Right.
But it comes down to the force the barrel can take. That's
Right.
why you can't use. They're almost identical rounds. They really are. Those would be impossible for somebody inexperienced to look at and go, that's 5.56 and that's 2.23. So if you can run 2.23 through 5.56, but not vice versa. So if you have 5.56, you accidentally get a box of 2.23, blow through it real quick, never buy it again. But do not buy 5.56 and run it through 2.23. Don't
Right.
do it.
Well, that's just like what we learned in the service there, because I went into service a few years after the Vietnam War was over, right? So your AK-47s and the M60 A1 machine gun, right, were always big topics. The AK-47 could fire the AK-47 ammo and the M60 ammo, but you couldn't fire the AK-47 in the M60.
That's interesting.
And you know what an M60 caliber is?
What was that?
308.
Really?
Yep.
7.62 by 51.
Yep.
Normally AK-47s are 7.62 by 39.
That you can shoot the 60 through it. It will fire through it. That's why they made that gun, because the AK-47 over there, if they got a hold of an M60 canister with the belt in it, they could take them shells out and shoot it through the
That's why they
AK-47. But you couldn't, if you found an AK-47 need a bullet in your M60, you couldn't do it.
They're screwed. AK-47s, I love their functionality. I hate the looks of them. I may buy one eventually. If I get a sponsor that has ones like, hey, we want to give you an AK-47 to run out, test to see if you like it. Cool. I'll keep it. I'll run it. I'll test it regularly. But cleaning the damn things looks like a nightmare. And I have seen a fail where the full cartridge, meaning the brass and the bullet, I don't know how, it ejected it out the side, not even out the ejection port, the left side where your ejection port's not at, it bent the metal out, and the bullet, the whole round was just sticking through this gun.
Mm-hmm.
So I may buy one eventually. I really don't have a desire for one, but
right.
The reason I wanted one was because the M16s back in the day were constantly failing. People say ARs are going to have the same problems, the same functionality faults. We've come a long way on our designing, manufacturing, and actually milling processes of these firearms, so I'm less concerned with dropping my AR in mud and having it fail on me after a round. Whereas the AK-47, when it was designed and built, was built for that scenario. You could throw it and drag it through mud.
And one of the toughest rifles ever made.
And it would fire all
Yeah.
day
Why do you
long.
think it's still popular today in the gang? We'll put it that way. Gangs and
Because they're not cleaning them.
Bad.
They're not taking care of them. They're
right,
looking
but
for
they're
a gun.
still popular weapon in there because they don't fail that often.
No, they don't.
And they do damage.
But when they do fail, they fail miraculously.
Yeah, but they also do major damage. Big time.
I mean, a 7.62 round's a big bullet to go through something. Very big bullet to go through something. Moving on. Make sure your weapon is clean and functioning properly. Safeties can fail. Triggers can be set too lightly, which is true, called hair triggers, where a bounce will make it discharge.
Right.
Keeping your weapons clean. I'm bad about cleaning mine after gun trips. Usually I'm there for a few hours. I come home and I just, before I take it back out, I clean my guns. So prior to your next usages, it needs to be cleaned, especially 1911s, because 1911s are, as glorious as they are very finicky. Cartridges can hide in certain magazines. I don't know what they mean about that. Know your weapon. Make sure it's properly maintained. We talked about knowing your weapon earlier. I don't know what they mean about hiding a round in a magazine, because I can look at pretty much every magazine I own. Oh, there's a shiny little brass thing in there, because I don't use steel, aluminum, or plastic rounds, which they do have plastic rounds now, and I think they're a terrible idea. But I see pretty brass gold looking at me, and no, it's not empty yet. So, yeah. Make sure the barrel is free from obstructions. Mud in the barrel or projectile lodged in the barrel can be deadly to the operator if the weapon and those standing nearby. Yes, we have seen barrels explode because of that. And there are people that will intentionally hammer an object in there to show you that. You can look those up on YouTube. Practice with the weapon you intend to use. Any unfamiliar gun is less safe in moments of stress and excitement. And that's why we want the ranch, because we want to train you on your gun. We want you comfortable utilizing the weapon in your possession. It's not mine. I can be comfortable with a 1911, a Glock, whatever the hell you put in my hands. But if I put one of these guns in your hands and you're unfamiliar with it, and I tell you to go qualify on this crap, you're not going to be able to do it most of the time.
You're
not
going to fumble around and possibly get hurt.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not going to put one of my guns in your hands and expect you to do the same accuracy I can do. I want you to be comfortable with what you have readily available, and that's why we want you to use your weapons. Now, when we do put you in scenarios where you're going to be facing an opposing force, then you'll have to use our equipment, because we might try and buy the rubber bullet rounds, see how much they are. If we can use that, that'll be a lot better, more accurate of a scenario than using paintball or airsoft.
Right.
So we're going to look into that more as the ranch becomes less of a dream and more of a reality. So until we get some real ground moving, then it's still, that is up in the air. But a lot of our courses, we're going to allow you to qualify with your firearms. Leave all functional modifications to properly trained individuals. Gun is not a toy, and it is designed to function under specific circumstances. Goes to Mr. Carl's crossbow. If you wanted to put a different arm underneath for your gun and you don't know if it's rated for that, you're going to break it. You know, don't put anything. Now,
right.
That's going to be more for like you change out the barrel, you want to do any functional parts, not your aesthetics, not your looks, not what's visibly pleasing to you, or a grip. A grip you should be able to do yourself. But as far as like screwing firing pins, triggers, I know if I want to replace my triggers, and I've got a match trigger on my 308. God, it's a nice trigger, but I would never replace it myself because I've never actually done it. I would want to see somebody do it, research it, learn it, and then do it myself, and then test the gun. But until that point in time where I can actually do that regularly, I'll send it to a professional. Remember, most weapons may still fire even when the magazine is removed, which means, yes, right now, this gun will still go boom. There's something in here. Mm-hmm. So know where your rounds are. If you're not sure, and I have ran into this scenario before. We were shooting at the 338, and my buddy asked me, is there a round in chamber? I didn't know. I said, maybe. Always check it. Always. Yes, no, doesn't matter if always check it. There are some things that are just common. Go ahead, Mr. Carl.
Because the old saying, unloaded gun will kill you just as quick.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't unloaded.
Now, normally, if I'm handling my guns with, say, 2 or 3 people in the house, and they want to look at them, I'll verify it clear and safe. I'll hand it to the next guy, verify it clear and safe, hand it to the next guy, verify it clear and safe. It'll come back to me, look one more time. All right, gun's good. Pass it around. Do as you please. Just don't point it at anybody. You don't have to continue around, verify it's clear, verify it's clear, verify it's clear every single time. And usually we separate, magazine comes out, goes in my pocket, goes in my room, somewhere where they can't get to it. So once it's verified that way, I'm more comfortable with it. But you've got to figure out if you want them to verify it clear and safe every time, that's your prerogative. Mine is I don't want to have to do this every single damn time and show you the gun's clear and safe. So everybody take a turn, verify it, go on about your business.
Right.
Some things are common sense. Unfortunately, there's a worldwide shortage of common sense. Couldn't agree with that more, actually. These are the tips this website's providing for the safety impaired. Don't look down the barrel of an assembled gun. And that was, I think, our first ever don't on the Second Amendment Ranch. The shotgun wasn't firing. He kept shaking it, kind of trying to fiddle with it, and he brought the shotgun back, set the butt on the ground, and looked down, and it blew his hat off. Thankfully, He didn't take it to the face. Never look down the barrel of the gun. Ever. If you're cleaning it, I can understand it. However, there are barrel snake cameras you can buy. I would rather you buy a barrel snake camera and run that through your barrel the right way instead of taking a gun and looking at it.
Yep.
Don't point it at people or pets for fun. watched the video yesterday where these guys were at the gun range for what appears to be the first time, and he wants to take photos of it. So he takes, he takes his gun. Everybody say gun right now.
Gun.
Thank you. Takes his gun and he's holding it across his chest. So he's already breaking blue. He's trying to take selfies with his phone. Over here, yeah. Points it at himself up in his neck and then puts it into his buddy in his chest with the barrel pointed at his chin. Thankfully, the range safety officer pushed his arm back, got him out of the way, put the gun on the table, took those two out, and escorted them from the premises.
Yep.
A gun is always loaded. Always. Oh, it's empty. It's loaded. A gun does not make you tough, bad, or cool. You may feel that, but you are not. You get kicked in the nuts, you're still going to scream like a little schoolgirl.
Right.
Don't hand your gun to an idiot. God, I love the fact that this rule is here. Don't, let me read that, or let me say that one more time. Don't hand your gun to an idiot. Don't test fire your gun in your house.
No.
Now I can understand if you've got 100 acres and you've got a big back door wide open and you've got a spot you can shoot at. But a 22 will still go through drywall.
It'll go through a house. Period.
So
Siding and everything.
don't test it. A telephone book will not stop a 38 round. I don't know why
No.
that rule is in there, but why does that rule have to be in there? I'm curious about that one. Did somebody strap a phone book to their chest to see if it was bulletproof? That's what I want to know. If it's not,
Tell him. Tell him, Gunny.
that's the first time they've done that.
Better go check the door.
Well,
Okay. He's off and running. Protection. I gotta
hello.
wait. I gotta wait and see if I gotta dial 911. This is live. Oh. Damn. I thought I was
It's-
gonna have to dial 911.
It's my roommate, but apparently I actually have a guard dog for once because Gunny will sleep through that shit.
Oh,
Pep-
so that was
Pepper.
Pepper.
That was Pepper.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've got a guard dog. Shit,
Damn,
yeah.
you gotta give her a bonus.
No shit. That was great. Now
What,
I know
he was just coming in.
Yeah, he was just coming in. Thankfully, again, I keep my guns near me where readily
Right.
accessible. So with hearing protection and her barking, now I know if somebody's coming to my home. Because
She didn't
normally,
growl at him when he came in, did she?
no, she got down there and saw who it was. But
Oh, okay.
yeah,
But
so,
that's cool.
Yeah,
That
that's
is
very-
cool.
so yes.
That makes you feel
Oh,
better.
Again, I went after him with an airsoft gun.
Yeah, he forgot. He didn't put the tip back on it.
Yeah, it
so
was just to scare
it
him.
was make him scared.
Yep, it's the thought. Get in their
If somebody
head.
would have showed up with a real gun, it would have been a bad situation.
Yeah, I'd have been dead, man.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I'd have been done.
Yeah. And I got oceanfront property in Arizona too. Oh, the life of the Second Amendment Ranch.
He knows what would have happened. He would have heard shots fired, me come back to the
Yeah.
show and say,
This
"Excuse me,
this
I have to
list-
call the police."
This list you're reading on there, does it have one thing in it? Do not fire a gun out of a pickup truck.
Well, let's continue on. If it's not yours,
Okay.
leave it alone. Tell your family about your gun. Follow local, state, and federal laws. Don't play with your ammunition. Don't modify your gun with a hacksaw, which I argue with that one. If HR 127 passes and you want to modify your shotgun with a hacksaw, then by all means, modify your gun with a hacksaw. You're already a felon.
Yeah.
What's it matter? I can tell you if that bill passes. Yep. And don't carry your gun in a school or courthouse. And that's it. So no, it doesn't say anything about firing it out of a pickup truck. Now, mind you, a pickup truck is a small enclosed space where sound can reverberate very well.
Very well. It
So,
will beat your eardrums out.
and in fact, we actually had a kid in, I think it was Texas, fired his pistol across the interstate. So not even just into a field as he's driving. He was pointing it across traffic and firing his gun on social media. Don't do it. Don't be stupid. Don't be that guy that I make fun of on my shows.
Oh, no, don't do that.
I mean, if you do, I'm going to make fun of you on my shows, but
Right.
don't do it. Don't be that guy.
Especially if you're in Florida.
Especially if you're in Florida. If you do something with a gun, then well, you're going to end up on here. If you do something in Florida,
anywhere in the country. Well, actually, the world.
Yeah, anywhere in the world, seeing as we have UK followers, and he's trying to get his Scottish buddies to come and join us as well. And I can't wait to see the Scots watch this.
If we get the Scots in here, we'll have to get one of them on here live.
Oh, very much so.
Yeah.
Even the Swedes get us one of the Swiss viewers. If Luke can hook us up with some of them, we'll bring one of them on.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we want to be known as a show that brings anybody on. It's got something to talk about guns, their right to own guns or have guns in their country, their state, whatever the case may be. And when we get people out of other countries that come on here and talk, we're showing you what can happen over here if you don't open your eyes and pay attention to what's being presented in bills up there in Senate.
Yeah. We love doing it. We love having guests in general, but
Right.
to further educate you and show you the possibilities of the worst case scenario, i.e. the UK from last week. Sorry, Luke. I think that country's a shithole and we should have dumped the rest of the tea, because apparently we found a box of tea and they preserved it, put it in a museum, and the only post I could think of that was appropriate for a comment was, we should go and dump that one too to tell them we're not sorry.
No.
It's a piece of history.
Right.
This is a reminder that we don't care what you think.
Anyway, we're getting there on time for WO Entertainment. I want to show something real quick. Here, people on WO Entertainment's Facebook page, the pin post shows all the shows every night of the week that WO Entertainment has on their lineup. So go to WO Entertainment's Facebook page and check out that for your shows.
I just posted the Discord link as well. If you don't have Discord, it's a free app. It's basically Skype, but better. You can jump in. There's chat channels. You can talk with the other people watching. There's channels where you can jump in with myself or Carl. We can talk to you directly. There's chat channels. There's different channels for you to post your photos. Mind you, these need to stay Second Amendment related.
Right.
But there's different areas where you can come in and do Second Amendment stuff.
And that way we can stay in touch with you. If you want to be on the show, we can send you the link in Discord and you can pop right on.
If you are going to be a guest on the show, you will have to have Discord at some point in time.
Yeah.
The website's not up yet, but the merchandise and I believe the funding page is posted on the Discord as well. So if you want to buy merchandise and you can't find the link anywhere else, it's posted all over the Discord. It's everywhere.
And if you're able, we're not asking for bunches of money. We're not even asking. We're just saying, if you're able and want to help the Second Amendment Ranch come through with what we're trying to get done and everything, there's merch available. The Spotify account is set up. Have you got your PayPal up there?
I've got my PayPal, but I don't have it posted anywhere.
Okay, you need to post that on Discord too.
Yep, I'll post it on
You can send money to the PayPal account. All these funds stay in to go towards the Second Amendment Ranch as we're building money up.
Yeah, I'm not making any money off this yet, technically.
Thank you, Simple Man.
This is all going towards the ranch. So, and if you don't...
We'll go a couple minutes over. I ain't worried about that. Another show that I'm going to talk about real quick, I'm the host of, is called Wake Up Gallatin. It's 8 a.m. in the morning, Central Standard Time. Tomorrow morning, you got to watch the show. There'll be a contest on there. I know a lot of you are not in our local area, so we will figure out something else equivalent to send you. But we're giving away 3 free meals at BB's Down Home Cooking in Gallatin, Missouri. It's a veteran-owned restaurant. So I wanted to pimp that out and make sure to tune in tomorrow morning.
I'll tell you what I'll do. If somebody wins out of state that watches our show or pledges they'll watch the next show for the Second Amendment Ranch, if they come on to that show and they say, hey, I won the Gallatin prize, I'll send you one of our merch.
How's that?
That's what I'll do. If
That's
you
put
win
out from the Second Amendment Ranch. We'll get that going. So, and just shout out to the 2 other shows that are giving away these meals. HTX Renegade Radio with Simple Man and TDC are giving out 2 of the free meals. WO Entertainment, WO Radio Show is giving out 1. So there's the sponsors of the meals being given out in the community. So check out the show at 8 o'clock Central Time on Wake Up Gallatin's Facebook page.
Yeah, but if they don't watch the show, they don't know about the show, they have to promise they'll watch the next episode, and then they can get their merch.
Right.
They have to comment, hey, I won the Gallatin prize. So
right.
Can you get the merch pulled back up there real quick? The basic one, not everything. Again, you can go check out our merch.
The basic one?
Yeah, just the basic white one that had our first logo. This is our first logo we actually really wanted to put out there. I do have more artwork being done up. I've got to get with my artist after the show today, and be looking forward to new merchandise coming soon. You can follow that on the Discord and the Facebook when it will actually be available. We look forward to seeing you. Slept in this morning, so April, shame on you.
She slept in.
Yep, she slept in.
Oh.
So
I'm on the wrong Facebook to bring that up.
All right.
I have to.
They can find it. They can find it. We're wrapping up.
Let me do this real quick, and I'll show you. So go ahead and keep talking and round it up.
I was getting so we look forward to seeing you next week, where we will be doing muzzleloader do's and don'ts for Gene.
Right.
And if you have any gun fails, any bow fails, or any gun topics you want us to talk about, if you find any bills being submitted to anybody, any state on the local or federal side that you want us to cover, please send that to me in the Discord as well. There is a page that you can find on there. I'll try next week to actually show you the Discord as well. I'll pull it up and show everything we have. It'll be quick, 2-3 minutes at most. But we always look forward to having you. Be smart, be safe, and welcome to the Second Amendment Ranch. Y'all have a good night.
Have a good night.